Hello, and welcome to Abundant Senior Life. I'm Cheryl, and I'm so glad that you're here. This channel is all about helping seniors to live an abundant life with grace and simplicity. So, get ready for today's topic. And this is one that many of us quietly struggle with: setting boundaries, but doing it with love and grace, whether it's with family, friends, neighbors, or even adult children. Boundaries are essential for peace. You hear people more and more talking about, I have to guard my peace. Well, sometimes it's not easy, especially for those that we care about. Sometimes you start feeling guilty. So, we're going to learn some very practical things that you can do to set boundaries. First of all, let's ask this question: why are boundaries so important? Now, as we age, our time and energy, and even our emotional space become more precious. Believe me, that's something I'm striving to do, is being able to keep my peace and set up boundaries. And the reason why is that we're poured so much into others our entire lives. And now that we're seniors, we want to rest a little bit. So now it's okay. It's even healthy to protect our peace. Now, setting boundaries doesn't mean that you don't care. Please, the enemy will try to say, oh, you don't care about nobody, so it's all about self. But it's not like that. It simply means that you've learned to care for yourself also. You can't pour from an empty cup. Keep that in mind. So think of it as building a fence, not a wall, a fence with a gate that opens and closes with wisdom. Now, let me think back. I'm thinking back to the time I really had struggled with this in a season of my life. I was going to college, and at church, we would have two services. I got my husband, my sons, dealing with uh, just women issues as far as, you know, um, um, hormones, all that kind of stuff. And, you know, working in the church, doing college assignments, it would be hard for me to say no because I knew I had to do my college assignments. I knew I had to take care of my family. And I used to do different things in church. And I figured it was my God assignment that I had to do all these things. So I was in a lot of situations overwhelmed. So I didn't know the things that I'm about to tell you now. So if you're doing anything that you feeling overwhelmed, this is going to be something that's good for you on how to set boundaries. So this is some of the common struggles that we as seniors face. And let me give you a few examples. Your adult children, you're a grandparent, they're expecting you to babysit at the last minute. And the natural thing is, if you're not doing anything else, you're going to say yes. But then sometimes you may have something that's already planned and you may cannot do it. Now, if it's emergency, that's one thing. But if it's something that they just want to do for themselves, you might want to rethink that if it's something that you've already scheduled. Then there's a situation where friends are calling you at all hours or asking for too much. So you have to realize this. Sleep is important, and sometimes you don't want to hear the drama because drama can come through the phone. It can from just having a conversation with a neighbor. So you have all those kind of different situations. And sometimes you just don't know what to do. And then setting boundaries for giving beyond your means financially. And then you feeling stressed. You know what Paul says in the Bible? It's the Second Corinthians, the ninth chapter, the seventh verse. He says, you decide in your heart what to give. And the thing is, God, He loves a cheerful giver. You know, you don't want somebody to compel you on how much to give. God knows what you can do. But if you give sparingly, you reap sparingly. So you decide in your heart what you want to do. So we may feel bad saying no, but if we don't, you know what can happen? Resentment can quietly build, and then you just feeling overwhelmed, depressed. Boundaries actually preserve love and they don't destroy it. So that's why when you visit, you don't want to overextend. You want it so everything's balanced. Staying in tune, that realizing, whether you're over there to see your adult children, you don't want to just use up all their time. Because I'm going to tell you something, these young people are real busy, but they have to know how to balance time with us older folks as well. So when you have a good balance, that is something that is really worthwhile. So this is what I want to tell you. How do you set boundaries gracefully as being a senior? So how do we do it? With grace and kindness. So I'm going to give you just a few gentle ways on how you do it. Be clear but kind. That's number one. You could say, for example, I love helping, but I need to rest today. So let's plan for another time. Number two is use I statements. Example, I feel overwhelmed when plans are last minute. I need more notice. Because sometimes you just don't want to be jammed up, okay? Number three, don't over explain. You don't have to justify your boundary. A calm, I'm not available then is enough. So you can just say, I'm not available at that time. And that's all you have to say. You don't have to go into it, getting into why this and that, unless you want to, but you don't have to. And the fourth thing is practice ahead because sometimes this doesn't come out naturally. So you have to say it aloud to yourself, and that helps when that moment comes. Because you know the people that call you. You know when the children's going to ask, things pretty much. You know how the pattern goes. So you want to practice ahead of time. So this is what I want you to remember. God gives us wisdom, not guilt. He said, let your yes be yes and your no be no. Matthew 5:37. Now that's healthy communication. Chances are if you're struggling with boundaries, you are a deeply caring person. And most of us Christians, we care. We want to treat somebody the way we want to be treated. But we have to know how to balance it. So it's a beautiful thing, but caring for others shouldn't come at a cost for your own health or your own joy. Remember, stress can kill you. So we want to have a good balance. You can love others and at the same time protect your peace. In fact, it's a gift to show the next generation how to do both with grace. I just want to take this time to thank you for spending with me And if this has encouraged you, give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And this way you will have more simple wisdom for abundant senior life. I would just love to hear from you. And if you've had any boundaries that you've had to set, please share it in the comments because you can help somebody else with real life situations. We all have different things that sometimes, you know, you may think people don't want to hear, but you never know who it can help. So until next time, keep living simple, strong, and in abundance because that's what God came here for. God bless you all, and I'll talk to you later.